During our conversation, I sense that Song Xiangqian is truly passionate. He loves life, appreciates history and culture, and is dedicated to his career. He treats everyone and everything around him with sincerity. On his desk are medals and awards of different sizes, all testifying to his years of investment achievements. He said that looking back on this period of entrepreneurship now, he might not have the courage to do it all over again. But in AI's opinion, if they had to start over, both Jiehua and Song Xiangqian would still succeed.
Right now, we're probably at the side of Chang'an Avenue in Beijing's East 3rd Ring Road, the economic center here. I've been in this place for 10 years already. I'm one of the few people who have stayed in the same office for so long, 10 years. 10 years. There are a lot of stories about entrepreneurship, but perseverance is really important, right? Now, looking back on this journey of starting a business, I probably wouldn't have the courage to go back and do it all over again. I think that people who succeed in entrepreneurship are often those who don't know what they're getting into, you know what I mean? You don't realize how hard and tough this road is, so you just go for it. And when you look back, you're amazed at yourself. So there's a really important quality that entrepreneurs need, and that is the spirit of adventure. Yeah, it's not about being fearless because you're ignorant, but rather it's about being willing to take risks and daring to throw yourself into it wholeheartedly. I think that's extremely important. So what are these? These are some of the brands from the companies we've invested in. Warji Packaging, for example, is the largest metal packaging company in China. The cans for the Red Bull you drink, the Tsingtao beer you have, all those cans are made by them.
Besides being an investor, Song Xiangqian is also a visiting professor. It's hard to imagine that a man who holds these two serious roles would be passionate about shopping. In fact, not only does Song Xiangqian love shopping, but he's also very knowledgeable about the current trends in the economy, and he has some unique insights on the subject. For every guest on I Ask, the thing I'm most curious about is what I want to dig into. There are 7 billion people on Earth, and we are lucky enough to coexist in this era. What is so unique about it?
As the founder of this fund, I think one of the biggest differences is motivation. First of all, the internal drive is very strong. Because when you start a business, it's self-driven. I'm doing it because it's my own dream, and I want to pursue it. Secondly, I consider myself a true consumerist, and I also believe that the stories and power behind brands really move me, and I'm willing to invest in them. And third, I also have a strong background in macroeconomics.
So we need to catch the wave of the times. China is entering a super era of rising consumption and service industries. You've been involved in equity investment for about 20 years now. It's actually hard to imagine that someone with a finance background, a guest professor, a seasoned professional in the securities industry, would be so passionate about consumerism because in the investment world, many top investors actually find it hard to balance their work and personal lives. How do you prove that you, right here in front of me, Professor Song, are truly someone who loves life as much as you say you do?
Because I go shopping. You go shopping? Yes, most men don't, but I love shopping. I love checking out brands. When it comes to brands, I probably know more about women's clothing, shoes, accessories, all kinds of women's products and brands, and even their entrepreneurial histories than most women and regular consumers. At this point, it's probably not even about work anymore.
It's true. I really love this industry. You once said that in the past 20 years you've been in investment. You've experienced an era of tremendous change. So, from this perspective, that combines literature with capital and finance, what different essence of the era do you see?
I feel quite confident when I look at the world going forward. Why is that? I think the spirit of entrepreneurship in China is taking shape, and Chinese business civilization is in the process of being born. The power of human nature will only grow stronger. So I believe that great companies will emerge in China. I often say this, in the next 30 years. Besides the massive wave in the consumer services industry, what's even more important is that China will also enter an era where super companies are born. Just look at our Matai. It's worth over 1 trillion yuan, right? In the past, this was unimaginable. So as we talk about the rise of this massive wave in the consumer services industry, in the future, China will enter an era where super companies emerge. The world keeps turning no matter who is missing, but with Song Xiangqian added to the mix, you absolutely have to be part of these super companies. Even without me, they'd make money, but for super companies, I hope I can have more chances to grow with them. In China, only 147 companies have a market value over 100 billion yuan. You've pinpointed 140 of them in your research. Accuracy comes from your effort and accumulation. When looking for benchmarks, look for these super companies. When searching for companies with a market value over 100 billion, there are 3 golden rules. The first is leading in cost with high gross margins. The second is optimized and superior operational systems, scientific company management. That is, companies with exceptionally strong management. The third is the ability to continuously improve, meaning the organization's ability to refine itself, its products, quality, culture, and human resources. So, how many companies in China can actually achieve this? Very few. Companies with these 3 characteristics, who follow these business rules and operate within a competitive legal framework, are bound to become major corporations.